2,000 years ago, a group of philosophers discovered something remarkable. They found a way to remain calm in chaos, to find peace in prison, to face death without fear. Emperors used it to rule empires. Slaves used it to endure chains. Soldiers used it to survive wars. Today, Navy SEALs study it. Billionaires swear by it. Therapists teach it to millions. It's called Stoicism. And in the next 10 minutes, you're going to learn the operating system for the human mind. This is the philosophy that changed history. Around 300 BC, a merchant named Zeno was shipwrecked near Athens. He lost everything: his cargo, his fortune, his future. Wandering the city in despair, he walked into a bookshop and picked up a book about Socrates. Something clicked. He began studying philosophy. And eventually, he started teaching his own ideas on a painted porch called the Stoa Poikile. His students became known as the Stoics. Over the next 500 years, Stoicism would spread across the ancient world. It would be practiced by slaves and senators, soldiers and emperors. 3 names would define it forever. Epictetus, born a slave who couldn't control his own body. Seneca, the richest man in Rome who lost everything. And Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, who didn't want power. These 3 men, from completely different worlds, came to the same conclusions about how to live. And their wisdom still works today. If Stoicism had only one idea, it would be this: some things are within your control, some things are not. Epictetus put it simply: we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Think about it. You cannot control the weather, but you can control whether you complain about it. You cannot control if someone insults you, but you can control whether you let it ruin your day. You cannot control if you get the job, but you can control how well you prepare for the interview. Most of our suffering comes from one mistake: trying to control things we cannot control. We worry about what people think of us. We cannot control their thoughts. We stress about the future. We cannot control what happens tomorrow. We regret the past. We cannot change what already happened. The Stoics called this wisdom, knowing the difference between what depends on you and what doesn't. Focus all your energy on what you can control. Accept everything else. This is not passive. This is power. Marcus Aurelius, commanding armies on frozen frontiers, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So if we can only control ourselves, what should we do with that control?" The Stoics had an answer: live with virtue. They identified 4 cardinal virtues that form the foundation of a good life. The first is wisdom. Wisdom means seeing things clearly, understanding what is truly good, what is truly bad, and what doesn't matter. Most people chase money, fame, and pleasure, thinking these will make them happy. The wise person knows that happiness comes from within. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." The second virtue is courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting rightly despite fear. It means speaking the truth when it's dangerous, standing up for what's right when it's costly, facing death as Seneca did, with dignity. Epictetus said, "Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself." The third virtue is justice. Justice means treating others fairly, recognizing that we are all connected, that what harms the community harms us. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What injures the hive injures the bee. This is why Stoicism is not about becoming cold or detached. It's about becoming a better member of the human family. The fourth virtue is temperance. Temperance means self-control, moderation, not being a slave to your desires. It's saying no to the extra drink, the angry outburst, the cheap pleasure that costs you your peace. These four virtues work together. Wisdom tells you what's right. Courage helps you do it. Justice ensures you do it for others. Temperance ensures you don't go too far. The Stoics had a practice that might seem dark, but is actually liberating. They called it Memento Mori. Remember, you will die. Every day, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that he could die at any moment, not to be morbid, but to be free. When you remember that your time is limited, everything changes. That argument with your friend? Not worth it. That grudge you've been holding? Let it go. That dream you've been postponing? Start today. Seneca wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we had come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing." Death is not the enemy. Wasting your life is. The Stoics didn't fear death. They feared never truly living. This is why Marcus wrote his private journal at night, even while leading armies. This is why Seneca wrote letters to his friend, even while serving a tyrant. This is why Epictetus taught philosophy, even after being freed from slavery. They knew their time was borrowed, so they used every moment. There's one more Stoic concept that ties everything together. Amor, Fati. Love your fate. This doesn't mean pretending bad things are good. It means accepting that everything that happens for a reason, and finding a way to grow from it. Lost your job? Now you have the chance to find better work. Relationship ended? Now you have the chance to find someone who truly fits. Facing illness? Now you have the chance to discover what really matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." You can be that fire. Whatever life throws at you, use it as fuel. This is not toxic positivity. The Stoics grieved. They felt pain. They were human. But they refused to be destroyed by circumstances they couldn't control. Instead, they transformed suffering into strength. 2,000 years later, Stoicism is more relevant than ever. Cognitive behavioral therapy, the most researched form of modern psychotherapy, is built on Stoic principles. The idea that our thoughts create our emotions comes directly from Epictetus. Navy SEALs and elite athletes use Stoic techniques to perform under pressure. Entrepreneurs like Tim Ferriss and executives across Silicon Valley practice Stoicism daily. Why? Because we live in a world of constant distraction, endless comparison, and infinite anxiety. And Stoicism offers something rare. Peace. Not the peace of escaping the world, but the peace of engaging with it fully, without being controlled by it. You can start today. When something upsets you, ask, "Is this within my control?" When you wake up, remind yourself, "Today could be my last. I will not waste it." When something bad happens, ask, "How can I use this to become stronger?" These are not just ideas, they are practices. And like any practice, they require repetition. The goal is not to become unfeeling. The goal is to become unshakable. An emperor who didn't want power, a slave who found freedom in chains, a billionaire who died with nothing but his philosophy. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca. 3 men, 3 lives. One truth: you cannot control a world, but you can control yourself, and that is enough. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The Stoics discovered this 2,000 years ago. Now you know it too. The question is, what will you do with it? This was the Stoic Path. If this video helped you, subscribe for more. Next week, Memento Mori, the Stoic meditation that can change your life.